This video is to introduce you to the Fractions app from the Math Learning Center, which I think is a powerful app for visualizing fractions. You'll notice that on the screen here I have already entered a problem. I'll show you how to do that. But along the bottom strip here is the tool strip. The tools are pretty simple and straightforward, but I still want to talk about them because they're important. The first thing I can do is add a fraction bar that looks like this. Once I've added the fraction bar, by the way, you can adjust the size of the fraction bar to be any size you want. And once you do that, it becomes the default length of the fraction bar. Also, you can divide that fraction bar into as many different equal sized parts as you choose. In my case, I'll choose 12. Also, you can label the value of the fraction bar that's colored in. At the moment, I have 0 colored in, so it's 0 out of 12. I'm going to take the label off for now. By the way, you can also use circle fractions. I'm going to say that you can also divide those into equal parts. I'm not going to use the circle fraction today, so I'm going to put that in the trash can. If you want to copy one of the strips that you've already created, hit the copy button here. And now I have two, now I have two identical strips. So if I'm going to add 1/4 plus 1/3, okay, so what does that look like? I'll make a strip here and divide that into 3 equal parts. And then I'll make another strip here, and I'll divide that into 4 equal parts. And I'll say, let's color in here one of those, and let's color in here one of the, didn't do it. Color in one of those. And I can even label them now. So label, notice this says 1/4, and this says 1/3. These say 0/12 and 0/12 because I haven't colored any in yet. Okay, so labels are a good resource for students. All right. And 1/3 is because it's 1 red colored out of 3 equal parts, and 1/4 because it's 1 colored out of 4 equal parts. So what I want to do now, of course, by the way, a really good feature here is when you set them next to each other, they click into place. So you don't have to worry about misaligning them. And you would look at this and say, okay, now I'm going to use a different color and color in 4 there and 3 there, because the 4 adds up to the same amount of space as the 1 above it. So now I can add in a text piece, equation piece. Actually, this is like an equation editor. So I will say this says that 1/3 is equal to 4, let's call it 4/12. Whoops. Got to get a little better with my clicks there. So we know that 1/3 is equal to 4/12. And then this one over here, clicking again on the equation editor, this one over here says that 1/4 is equal to 3/12. Okay, so now that I've done that piece using the visuals, now I can click here on my equation editor and answer the question. Okay, so 1/4 plus 1/3 is equal to, now if you'll notice, I got 1/4, which is 3/12, 3/12 plus 1/3, which is 4/12. And if I do that, now I can easily say that this is 7/12. And so now that's how we answer the question using these visuals. Okay, obviously the kids are going to need some training on using this, but not a lot. It's a pretty simple, straightforward thing to use. You can erase everything you want by clicking here. It prompts you, yes, do you really want to do that? No, not yet. I also want to point out that when you do your fraction strip, you can reorient it, and by clicking on this rotate bar icon so that you can make it go vertically. I encourage you to do some of each because they need to see multiple different ways to do this. Alright, I'm going to trash that. And reminder, if I undo the labels are gone, but if I put the labels back on, they help. And that's it. It's simple to use, but it's powerful in its uses. I'm going to now erase this entire thing, and I get to start over again.